Hey Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess, baby. Happy full moon in Sagittarius. This is one of my favorite full moons. Let's see what messages Spirit has for this full moon energy. Thank you, Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, Archangel Michael. Wow. Please help me in pulling insights for the High Priestess Collective. Highest timelines. Whoa. Highest messages for the High Priestess Collective. Damn, what a turnaround. Wow. And Seven of Cups at the bottom. This is if that's not an ideal story arc, I don't know what is. Five of Swords, Magician, Ace of Cups. I love this, especially with the magic being at the center. Okay. Controversy, manifestation, revive. This feels like redo, reboot, like it's re-energy. It's like re-entering, but it's like re-entering in new, powerful mercurial energy. It's like, oh, I'm re-entering the scene, revive, but I'm entering with skills and knowledge that I didn't have before, that I acquired through challenging shit. Five of Swords is like, this card feels a little bit more so in the mind than it is external circumstances. In the traditional Rider-Waite, we have three individuals depicted on the card. And each of those individuals have their own, they're actually named, and they all have their own like motive. One is like, I have to get this clear, but it's like dare, go, risk, something. It's like a little bit more risky, challenging energy. And the story with the Five of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite is that you could interpret it as like no one wins, or you can interpret it as in a situation that was unsavory, someone won, but they had to play like in a different frequency. Here, this Five of Swords feels like, it's almost like the sequel to that Five of Swords, where it's like, I won, so I've collected the Five Swords now. These are now my Five Swords. And swords represent truth. They represent expression of self. They also represent thought, perspective, and skill set. Because it's controversy, it's labeled controversy, this makes me feel like you acquired the skills and like this feels like a beautiful mind. Like you acquired some adjustment or shift in the mental space through controversy. Or what you have changed about yourself that feels like you're holding swords is causing or caused controversy. So no matter how that fits for you, controversy in this deck is at the core. So it could be you moving from it. Like I've acquired this new way of thinking and these new, it could be like people skills, managing people skills. It could be creativity skills, could be conflict management, conflict resolution skills. Or if this is more internal, through internal struggle or controversy, you were able to extract five truths. And now you hold those in their fullness with the full moon in the background to essentially ignite change, because fives are all about changes in tarot. And, you know, Seven of Cups at the bottom, it says choices, right? And this can be interpreted as like, this didn't have to be the outcome, but you chose this to be the outcome. It's like, is it a loss or is it a lesson? And the choice, and that's the choice would be yours. Am I going to consider this experience or this internal struggle a loss? Am I going to quit and surrender to it? Or am I going to take it as lessons learned and bring it with me into my next win, my next magical phase, because we have all the phases of the moon here. Bring it with me into my next manifestation creation mode. He's holding the full moon. Isn't that wild? I never noticed that before. He's actually holding the full moon in his left hand. And the right hand has enough space. There's like cleared space in the right hand. So this says to me that you if this Five of Swords is in the past, I'm going to read it like this was the past, this is what's happening now, and this is what's coming. I don't normally do that, but that's what this feels like. You have cleared enough space in your right hand. That means the masculine side. That means your schedule. It means time. You've cleared enough where your right side of things, your schedule, your time, your prioritization list is open and clear like a canvas. Your left hand is holding the full moon. The full moon, high priestess energy, is your intuition. It's also the culmination of your illumination, the culmination of your light, the culmination of your fullness. This means like you've come through a full lunar cycle of change that was controversial exterior to you or inside the house, you know? You moved through that, and now the change is, I have fullness. I am owning my own light in this left hand, and this intuition that I'm holding in my left hand is actually going to drive what goes in my right. And that is a translation of my intuition is guiding me in this direction now. I will align action with that, and that is essentially what will manifest. It's like your intuition plus the action you take from this magician energy results in a physical manifestation in your life. Ace of Cups is revive, and this is that re-energy of like, okay, that first go around, that second go around, maybe that 10th go around, I've acquired new skills. I'm getting clearer or maybe more refined around what it is that I want. And this looks like you, this looks like you, and this is the divine. I'm teaching reading tarot through the lens of the Kabbalah tree of life on our Patreon. And we just had the video come out last week around the aces, or the first Sephiroth at the top of the Kabbalah tree of life. The Kabbalah tree of life, you see it on the 10 of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite in the Light Seers tarot. And the aces are all representative of energy before it materializes into the physical form. It's energy that has potential. It's energy from a mysterious source. There is no tracing to it. So the aces, when they come in, they're supposed to represent opportunities that you get or offers that you receive where the source is really source, but it may appear to be from something else. So like when something that feels like miraculous, like you get a check in the mail that you didn't see coming, like it was not on your radar at all, or someone reaches out to you about a job promotion where you're like, whoa, that was like, I had nothing to do with that. It just landed. And usually it's like in the nick of time. The aces are like, ooh, nice. Thank God. It's like right when I need it. And this Ace of Cups for you, coming from source, this is the first cup that leads to 10, right? The ace is the potential for a brand new beginning around emotional fulfillment. And maybe this is for the spiritual folk here who are practicing their CLAIR gifts or their channeling abilities. This could be you're getting a little hit of magic juice in one of your clairs, which, you know, if you're focusing on a particular clair, I would assume it's that one. But it's, I'm saying clair because the full moon is intuiting, and your clair senses are, it's like beyond you, and it's intuiting through a sense that you can't touch, you know? And the cups are all about intuition or emotion. So I feel like if you are practicing some sort of up-leveling of a psychic ability, a spiritual ability, a channeling ability, or maybe even could be chakra energy too. Like if you're cleaning up the crown or the third eye or the heart or something. Anyway, this cup comes in to revive that gift, that ability, that chakra, if this is a spiritual reading. And if this is a spiritual reading, this controversial card means that you had to move through meeting 5 different archetypes of people that were challenging in nature. either because your shadow was activated by them or their shadow was activated by you, or likely both. And that's where like a lot of clarity around patterns in self and others, subconscious on your part, and like recognizing shadow in others comes into play. And that recognition of those particular patterns allows you to be prepared for next waves, next stages, next level reading ability. But if you're going to get an Ace of Cups around this, that means that there's also been a deepening of understanding, compassion, and seeing self in the other. And that's the part that a lot of people get stuck on, is not being able to recognize an undesirable pattern playing out in self or other. But when it's in other, the next step to like the activate, you have to accept what you're seeing in that person and trust that it is what you are seeing. And that's uncomfortable. Sometimes that ignites frustration or anger or disappointment or heartbreak. And you have to like fully integrate that into your knowingness of like, okay, next time I will or I won't with this type of pattern behavior that I see. The next level, the deeper level of that, is then recognizing separation is the illusion. Divisiveness, like me versus them, is also part of illusion. So if we are still holding or harboring that, we're actually not operating or intuiting in the fullest potential or fullest spectrum of truth, love, and your spiritual ability. It's in the acceptance, going deeper and recognizing, how is this person an extension of me? And that doesn't have to mean that you hold the same patterns as these people, but what was the experience mirroring back to you about your patterns? And then extending forgiveness or compassion when it's time and when you're ready. And that doesn't mean you have to do it to their face. You can just do it in a little prayer. This Ace of Cups, though, comes in for the spiritual practitioners who are able to do those two levels. The recognition and the acceptance. Some people get stuck there. They don't want to accept, like, I'm staring in the face of a pattern. A person is operating in a pattern, but I'm hoping that they'll hop off the loop. And that's like not realistic, right? Some people can see that, spot that, accept that, and then feel all the roller coaster emotions that go along with that. And some people stop there. But if you can go deeper and then analyze, how is this person an extension of me? What is the mirrored reflection being offered in this undesirable exchange? That's when you turn it from a loss to a lesson. That is the higher level choice of the spiritual practitioner's path. The medicine workers, the shamans, the healers, the energy workers, whether you service others or just yourself. The Ace of Cups would then be, now we're heightening this particular gift or spiritual ability, psychic ability, because you've been able to identify, accept, integrate, and extend compassion, coming back to oneness. So if you can operate in the oneness, then they amplify the aspect of you that's ready to be amplified. Now, if this is more 3D for you, this Ace of Cups is a brand new opportunity coming in that feels very fulfilling. There's 3 parts to this whole. Sorry. My brain. Focus. There's 3 parts to this whole. Okay, show me what I'm talking about. 3 parts to this whole. This Ace of Cups, it looks like it's one thing, but there's 3 parts to this whole. And this is supposed to motivate, reignite some sort of passion, or reignite passion. But I think this is when you get something, when you receive something where you experience deep gratitude, perhaps there are tears involved. Those moments where you're like, oh God, this is the moment, like the moments where you're like, God is good. Like, I knew there was a God. I knew there's a universe that rewards. I knew this was going to play out. I knew this was going to work out. Those moments of gratitude, it's an experience like that. And then it also sets you off on to a new beginning. This is like the first part of 3 parts of one manifestation. Specifically because you had to move through some sort of I'll go there. You had to move through a cycle, though. This is all parts are complete. All the cycle components have been completed. And there's, for some reason, there's also enough space here. So this is really a reading for the people who have maybe identified, you know, it could be like in your calendar, in your social life, or in the mental, emotional space, identifying areas where there are energy leaks, or that would be like anything that does not fulfill you or light you up that you can amend, you can outsource, you can delegate. There is some sort of space that has been created for this to come in. Sometimes you just get shit even if you didn't make space for it, but this feels like there was the magician is intentional. So there's an intentionality behind the space that has been made. And now this is like spirit being like, good job. Like, we are working together. I see you. We see each other, you know? Show me the Ace of Cups, 3 parts to a whole. 2 of Swords. That's funny. 3 parts to a whole. Not seen. There's wings over the eyes. Wings over the eyes. Wings are angelic. Okay, so birds, wings, feathers are all associated with angels, protection beyond the veil, ancestral presence or ancestral guides. There's wings over your eyes in regards to the other 2 pieces. I'm really serious. This is 3 pieces to a whole. You're getting 1 part now. And there's 2 other parts that are, it's like they come with this. But you don't see it for a reason. Show me a little bit more here. It's going to assist you in a crossroads decision, or it's going to assist you in the crossroads that you're already voyaging through, if you're already voyaging through one. Page of Cups, 2 of Cups. This is what I'm talking about. 3 parts to a whole. 1, 2, 3 cups. 3 parts to a whole. 3 cups, 3 cups. Technically 4 because we got a page over here. Okay, let's focus on the page first. We have the 2 crescent moons, the 2 swords, the 2 wings, and now we have the 2 seahorses facing the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a message, a new beginning, something emotionally fulfilling. This is also when someone follows an intuitive path with like childlike faith and trust prior to losing that, you know? So if you have been, ooh, that might have been the challenge. Ooh, that might have been the challenge. Trusting the universe despite like some sort of controversial situation that you experienced, moved through, or mastered. This is somebody moving forward in the beginning stages of a fulfilling, emotionally satiating journey where there's symbolism with seahorses. I believe that masculine seahorses birth the babies. Can someone check that and drop it in the comments? I'm almost positive that's true. Masculine seahorses birth the babies. So there is paternal energy associated with this new beginning, this revival. Paternal energy. So for some of you, if you are experiencing a repair with your relationship with the universe, this is the universe showing up in paternal energy. I guess we could even say this could be Jupiter in Cancer, because Jupiter is a dad. Jupiter is daddy, so is Saturn. And Jupiter in Cancer is delivering house, home, emotional safety, security. It's helping with maternal healing energy. But the seahorses, the fathers, the masculines, the father that birth the babies is like a gender role reversal. Well, for who? For humans. I'm positive there has to be other animals that do that too. But gender role reversal. So this could be like someone unexpected in your particular experience showing up to assist you or showing up to present a new beginning to you. And I'm saying it's like, oh, I didn't expect that because you're not used to it. So it's like some sort of, I'm not used to this, or this is like not on my bingo card, right? Like didn't see it coming, but it's something very structured, paternal, and assistive in the next step of transformation that's available to you. Two of Cups, I love this card. This came up in our CLAIR cognizant activation exercise last night on the Patreon. So this card has a rainbow connecting the two cups with a Piscean fish hopping up between them. The two lovers face each other, one over each cup. So the left cup represents the feminine energy. The right cup represents the masculine energy. New moon with an activated south node above them. South node right now is in Virgo. Virgo is about not perfectionism, but structure, scheduling, planning. That's also associated with paternal energy. This feels like you're getting the first of 3 opportunities to reignite a mission, a passion, or structure that's going to assist in this next manifestation that you're calling in. There's a call for schedule, routine, structure, some sort of planning. Oh my God, that makes sense. The right side, the masculine side, there's space now. Wherever the space is for your spiritual practice or your manifestation that you are aligning your action towards, this is assisting that. It's like they're meeting you where you have space, and they're going to meet you in your aligned action. You have 2 2s here with this Ace of Cups. Master number 2 is Master Builder. This is building towards a manifestation. And I say building, it means like identifying what with your intuition. What is the aligned step I need to take now? What is the aligned routine or schedule that I should adopt? And this doesn't mean every minute of your fucking day needs to be filled. It just means for this manifestation that I'm working towards, what is a conducive structure, schedule, or plan that I can implement now? Just as a beginner. This is saying Page of Cups, you're allowed to be a beginner here. You don't have to know all the answers here, because it looks like you're actually going to be receiving or meeting resources that assist you to elevate from the Page to the Knight, Queen, King. This is bringing you back to life. This is supposed to bring you back to life in some way, or restore from whatever this challenging energy was. This is supposed to, like, maybe, I feel like this is bringing faith back, or maybe you didn't lose your faith. You're in that, sometimes we go in tunnel mode where we're like, I'm not feeling it like I used to, but I'm just going to keep doing it. And now my doing it, my tunnel vision, I'm going anyway, even though I'm not feeling it. That's walking in faith sometimes. And when we get to a certain point, the universe will actually refill the cup and you'll feel it again. And we know when we feel it, that's when inspiration and motivation come in. And it's like so much easier to align action, to create again, to have hope. Okay. Page of Wands is at the bottom. So I do think that, oh my God, that's another card that came out in the CLAIR exercise. Red cardinals might mean something to you. And what are these butterflies called? Monarch butterflies might hold significance to you. There's 2 red cardinals here too. So if you have like connection to like 2 past loved ones that come to you as cardinals, the feathers of the cardinals are actually symbolically placed in the cap of the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands always has a feather in the cap. It serves as a conduit. It's a symbol of being a conduit of light because it's fire energy. So the Page of Wands is one of the intuitive pages. The Page of Cups is too, but the Page of Cups is sometimes more emotional than intuitive. They're like learning the intuition, whereas the Page of Wands is action-oriented from the light it receives through the divine, through the fire, through the Holy Spirit, through Source. So the feathers of the cardinal is like the genetics of the line, the blessings of the line. So if you've spent a lot of time clearing generational wounds or curses, however you regard it, patterns, cycles, the feathers of the cardinals represents like the blessings of the line that you now get to embody. And that's actually looks like it's supposed to help move you forward too. And just a side note, shout out to anybody wearing bell sleeves, you know, important. Okay. With the manifestation energy of the magician, this is Gemini energy, which is mercurial. We're in Gemini season right now, right? Yes. This is tonight's full moon. It was a full moon in Sag during Gemini season. So fire and air creates what? That's explosion, right? If you've been experiencing what has felt like chugga, 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 like I just have to keep going, but there's been no change in pace. After tonight or tomorrow even, there may be a significant shift in your perception of time and your perception of, I'm going to say progress, because this is about a cycle here. Can you show me the cycle that they moved through? You see how fast that was? The cycle that they moved through. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, it is stable. But the Four of Pentacles is like, I can't make any big moves. I can't make any big reactions. I got to just work with what I got. That is, to me, very chugga, 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 a little monotonous even, you know? Okay. So there's some like lesson or extraction of wisdom around being in that type of perceived stuck or like not moving at the rate that you desire cycle. Oh my God, Seven of Cups. That's at the bottom of the Lunar Tarot. Hi, Neptune. The Seven of Cups actually represents the 7 stages of alchemy. They needed you there so that something within you would heal. I'm guessing. Oh, nope. Okay. I'm guessing where you are in the Seven of Cups is likely the center, because the rose is illuminated and full moons are all about illumination. Illumination being like, hey, you're allowed to show up in your fullness. You're allowed to celebrate your wins. You're allowed to celebrate any completions and also release anything that you want to or need to in terms of patterns, limiting beliefs, insecurities, people. It's like weeding the garden. I read somewhere that was like, gardeners don't encourage the flowers to grow. They simply remove anything that impedes their growth. So that may have been one of the lessons for you too, is how to, because your schedule's cleared. The right hand energy, the masculine energy, something's cleared. So you did do some weeding or some clearing in this like containment. And a red rose is often depicted on the top of the Magician card. Now, they love your ass. And I do too. But we gotta move, my love. Can I scoot you? Thank you so much. Wow, you didn't even yell at me in front of all my friends. Okay, so in the Magician card, in the traditional Rider-Waite, he's usually depicted with red roses and white lilies on the bottom, representing death, the lilies, and rebirth, the red roses. Revive is to bring back to life. The rose is to bring back to life. So this cycle, whatever you just, and maybe you're still in this right now, but if you are, this is coming to an end where like you're about to be rebirthed. There is a revival of your ability to manifest, or your revival around the focus of this next type of manifestation that's more aligned with the skills that you've acquired in a way that feels like you're sharper. This could also be a recognition of like, holy shit, I am the rose. Roses are regarded as sacred flowers. They're the highest vibrating flower across the world. I learned that at Rhythmia when I drank ayahuasca. And I just found that to be fascinating. It's stuck with me all these years. So this could be a reckoning of, oh, I am the rose. Oh, I am the illumination. I am vibrating higher. And I may have confused myself for all of these other things before. Show me one more on this cycle. When Neptune pops her ass on the table, I always interpret that as like trusting intuition. And sometimes when her tail or her butt cover certain cards, I wonder if that's like a sign too, where like the controversy and the manifestation were covered momentarily. So this could have been like, that could be like eclipse energy. Something wasn't seen, or you had to do this in the shadows. I'm not going to keep these, it's too many, but Devil, Nine of Cups, Knight of Wands. That's a story of somebody facing a fear and choosing their highest fulfillment and highest joy anyway. And it's essentially bringing fear with. It's not, it's like, instead of trying to convince yourself to not be afraid, just being like, I'm going to feel fear and I'm going to move forward anyway. And that is the equivalent to bravery. Smash the love button for that. One more on this cycle with the Magician. Knight of Cups. That really is it. There's something about otters that keep coming up. I was just in Vermont and otters were popping up everywhere. Otters and seahorses might have something in common. The Knight of Cups acts on intuition. Okay, so this is going from stuck, stagnant, learning the lesson, the self-reckoning of I am the rose. And now the Knight of Cups moving with intuition forward. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. So this is like you healed something. And there's space left here. Can you show me? Show me a little bit more about the manifestation revival here. Because it's a manifestation revival, I wonder if this is something you've been working towards, but now there's like a new pathway for it, or there's like a next level assembly for this manifestation revival. Wow. Affirm that. I am the Empress. Whoa. This is like tapping into the highest level of receiving mode you can access within self. Probably because like this feels like faith is being restored. So this Empress energy will be easier to activate, access, and embody for yourself. This is also Taurus energy. So it's generational wealth building. Could also have to do with your Venus placement or whatever that looks like in your chart. Seven of Cups 3 times. This process was meant to, you know, when you lift weights, you're essentially breaking your muscle down so that it rebuilds itself stronger. It like you tear and break the muscle, lactic acid is released, and then the muscle grows stronger. That's what this feels like. A breakdown to break through. Emperor, Seven of Cups. Like you faced, this is the seven, it keeps going back to the 7 stages of alchemy. You moved through 7 stages of alchemy so that you could assume this Empress position. And if you are masculine energy watching and you don't identify with feminine energy, this could be like the ability to tap into your creative side or wealth building side. One more. King of Cups is at the bottom. Did you see that? One more for the Empress and the Seven of Cups. Wow. Alchemizing the stuck. So you got you unstuck. There's something you did mercurial that got you unstuck or is getting you unstuck. Judgment at the bottom. That's revival. That's resurrection. What did you do? Show me one more in a different deck. What did they do? Emperor, Seven of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. This is like such a wild combo. Knight of Pentacles is practical plans. It's Virgo energy, and it's actually committing to a slower pace. Empress is sitting. She's not even standing up, you know? So it's like very slow. It's Earth energy is always very, very slow. Committing to a slower pace because the slower pace builds foundations that last longer. So you could have been going through a lot at once and like moving very quickly up until this point. And this was like a pause, slow, recalibrate. And now we're going to move with earth at an earthly pace. Star at the bottom, wish fulfillment. And that's Aquarius energy aligned with Pluto. So it's like not only a revival of your faith, something's coming in for you to experience and receive. That's filling up your cup. You got you here. Now the universe is like, okay, you made it to the gas station. We're going to fill you up. Now from the gas station filled up, you're actually operating in a completely different mode. Completely different mode. And the fertility associated with the vibration you are in right now is actually what's birthing the highest level wish fulfillment or manifestation that you have either put down on paper or spoken out loud. This has to be a level of manifestation you have not yet experienced. This is like an ascended manifestation, next level manifestation. The star, it's the highest level. We saw that 9 of Cups before. Maybe you thought you were moving towards your 9 of Cups wish fulfillment, but little did you know you're actually moving into the vibration that is most aligned with receiving the star wish fulfillment. This could also be you becoming or accepting that you are this star energy in whatever realm or aspect of life this manifestation is coming into fruition. The star is like the healer energy. The star is like the creative, unique individual in a group. The star is the person on a platform that like holds court or leads in some capacity. Empress star is like in the feminine energy. This person is leading. This person is being seen, and it is through that, with this gift, that fulfillment is experienced. Smash the love button and claim that. Pisces, if you would like to meditate with the High Priestesses and me tonight under this beautiful full moon, you can click on the first link in the pinned comment below. Join our Patreon, the meditation tier. We meet every Wednesday evening for our meditations, and all of the recordings are uploaded into Patreon for you to play back. Hold my hands. Take a gentle inhale through your nose. Softly releasing through the mouth, nice and slow. And affirm it, Pisces. I am the star. Yes, you are, babe. I'll see you later.